did this man manage to ruin Chelsea from Champions League winners into this to a stunning 12th place? The downward spiral of Chelsea FC can largely be attributed to the turbulent leadership and decisions of the new owner Todd Boehly and his consortium. The transition from the stable and successful reign of Roman Abramovich to the tumultuous period under Boehly has led to a series of poor choices and mismanagement that have severely impacted the club. Chelsea has always been known for quickly changing managers, but the frequency and timing of these changes have recently had a negative impact. After the departure of Thomas Tuchel, the manager who won the Champions League in 2021, a period of uncertainty followed with rotating managers at the helm. The appointment and subsequent dismissal of managers like Frank Lampard and Graham Potter contributed to the lack of consistency and vision within the team. Chelsea's transfer strategy has also become a point of concern. While the club has always spent considerable sums on attracting top players, many recent acquisitions have not been successful. Significant investments in players like Timo Werner, who didn't live up the hype, Romelu Lukaku, who couldn't perform like he did at United, and Kai Havertz, which seemed like a failed wonder kid, have not achieved what was hoped for. Although the 2021 transfers didn't succeed, Chelsea didn't manage to get the players it needed. Thomas Tuchel wanted Sterling, Rafinha and De Ligt. He only got Sterling, who didn't perform like he did at Manchester City. Another important aspect is Marina Granovskaya. She was the head transfer brain of Chelsea and was seen as the most powerful woman inside the football world. Todd Boehly sacked her and replaced her with himself. In the summer of 2022, tensions between Chelsea's new owner, Todd Boehly, and then manager Thomas Tuchel reached a breaking point, fundamentally altering the trajectory of the club. The discord began with differing visions for the team's future, exemplified by Boehly's desire to bring Cristiano Ronaldo to Stamford Bridge. Despite Ronaldo's legendary status, Tuchel was reportedly against the move, believing that the Portuguese superstar wouldn't fit into his tactical plans. Boehly's pursuit of Ronaldo consumed valuable time and resources during the transfer window, causing significant delays in addressing other critical areas of the squad. As the window drew to a close, Chelsea found themselves scrambling to make key acquisitions. The urgency and lack of a clear strategy led to overpayments for several players. Marc Cucurella was signed from Brighton for a hefty fee. Wesley Fofana joined from Leicester City at a record price for a defender. This frantic and ultimately flawed approach to the transfer market created instability and failed to produce the desired results on the pitch. The team struggled to find cohesion, and tensions between Boehly and Tuchel only grew. Shortly after the transfer window closed, Tuchel was sacked. His departure marked a dramatic shift in Chelsea's strategy. Todd Boehly focused on the future and invested a huge amount of money in these players. This was only the beginning. Chelsea spends hundreds of millions in average players such as Mudryk. That costed more than 100 million, and Enzo Fernandez also costed more than 100 million. Although Chelsea bid a reasonable 75 million, Benfica didn't agree, and Chelsea ultimately pays the price of a stunning 107 million. Despite paying huge transfer sums, Chelsea didn't do as hoped and ended up in 12th place. Chelsea now has a squad of 36 players, and some players are not fitting in the dressing room anymore. This means players have to be sold. It was time for a rebuild, and Pochettino came as the manager. With his experience, Chelsea should be fine. He sold 14 players and generated a revenue of 240 million. Havertz was sold for a stunning 65 million. Mount got sold for 60 million despite only having a contract for 1 year, and 25 million for Kovacic. Although many players got sold, there aren't many new players who are doing amazing. Nkunku is an amazing player, but is always injured. And Nicholas Jackson is actually really bad. And on top of that, Moses Caicedo, who costed 115 million. Although he is a good player and other clubs like Liverpool wanted him, 115 million is too much and a very high risk. But who is going to save Chelsea? You won't believe it, but it is Manchester City wonder kid Cole Palmer. With 22 goals and 11 assists and winning the last 5 games of the season, Chelsea managed to secure the 6th place despite having a tremendous season. Where do you think Chelsea will end next season?